Let's continue with structural organization of a cell. Means what is a cell made of? So if we see a cell under microscope, we will notice three basic features which is common in all types of cells. Common in all cells like plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. These are the three basic features of every cell. Now, this is general structure of a cell. You can see outermost layer is plasma membrane. It is also called as cell membrane. Center, you can see nucleus is there and fluid known as cytoplasm. And besides these, a cell has special components called the organelles, which may differ in plant cell or the animal cell, which may differ. Some of the organelles may differ, but these basic features, they are common to all cells. What is plasma membrane or the cell membrane? As I said that this is the outermost covering of the cell. It is made up of phospholipid layer. The membrane of the plasma membrane, the structure of plasma membrane is like this. It is a bilayered structure made up of phospholipids, proteins and lipids. So this is heads, they are away from each other, and tails, they are towards each other. So this type of structure is the structure of the membrane. This provides flexibility to the cells. Flexibility means that enables the cell to engulf food and other materials from its external environment. So this process is called as endocytosis. So what is endocytosis? It is the ability of a cell to engulf food and other materials from its external environment. So this is flexibility is provided by plasma membrane because of its phospholipid layer, bilayer. Now example of endocytosis is, you have already seen feeding in amoeba, how amoeba feeds with the help of pseudopodia. This is an example of endocytosis. Now what are the functions of plasma membrane? Main function is it allows or permits the entry and exit of some materials in and out of the cells. Allows certain materials to go out of this to enter the cell, and some materials to go out of the cell. So that is why it is called as semi-permeable membrane or the selectively permeable membrane. Why it is called semi-permeable membrane or selectively permeable membrane? Because it allows the entry or exit of certain materials to pass through it. Now, how does the movement of these substances takes place in and out of the cell? So this is the most important function of plasma membrane, the transport of substances. So how this movement of substances is possible? So it is possible by first diffusion and osmosis. You already know about what is diffusion. Diffusion is a spontaneous movement of substances from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower. For example, like let us see the exchange of gases. How exchange of gases is possible by diffusion? Exit of carbon dioxide from the cell or entry of oxygen into the cell. When the concentration of carbon dioxide increases inside the cell, as a result, as a cellular waste, when carbon dioxide content increases inside the cell and the outermost environment of the cell contains less concentration. So what happens? From higher concentration to lower concentration, the carbon dioxide moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. So it leads to the exit of carbon dioxide. So it depends on the concentration gradient. Same way, when there is deficiency of oxygen inside the cell, so again there is a difference in the concentration of oxygen outside and inside. Inside level of oxygen is less, outside it is more. So oxygen moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. So this is how carbon dioxide moves out of the cell and oxygen moves into the cell. So this is how exchange of gases takes place by diffusion. Now second is osmosis, how the movement of water molecules takes place in cells. How the movement of water molecules. So this process, the movement of water molecules through a semi-permeable or a selectively permeable membrane along the concentration gradient is called osmosis. So this movement of water is also affected by the amount of substance dissolved in water. Now for example, unicellular freshwater organisms and most plant cells absorption of water by plant roots. So these are the examples of osmosis, how the movement of water takes place. Now when a plant cell or animal cell is placed in solutions of different concentrations. For example, let's talk about, there are three types of solutions. One is hypotonic solution, isotonic solution and hypertonic solution. Let us discuss them one by one. What is hypotonic solution? A medium surrounding the cell has high water concentration as compared to inside of the cell. Means outside solution is dilute. More water is there. So medium surrounding the cell has high water concentration as compared to inside of the cell. Right? So this is hypotonic solution. So when a plant or animal cell is placed in hypotonic solution, so means outside solution is dilute, more water is there and inside is less. The water moves from outside the cell to inside the cell. The cell swells up. This process is called as endoosmosis. Swelling up of the cell because water goes inside the cell. So more water enters the cell, so the cell swells up. This process is called as endosmosis, movement of water inside the cell. So when endosmosis takes place, when a plant or animal cell is placed in hypotonic solution, means a dilute solution where concentration of water is more. Now second type is isotonic solution. What is isotonic solution? Medium surrounding the cell has the same concentration of water as that present inside the cell. So medium is same. So when the medium will be same, no movement of water will be there. So no change in the size of the cell as there is no movement of water. So this is isotonics, when a plant or animal cell is placed in isotonic solution. And third type is hypertonic solution. So it is concentrated solution. When medium surrounding the cell has lower concentration of water, water is less, so means the surrounding solution is concentrated. So in this, water is more inside the cell and less outside the cell. So exosmosis will take place, movement of water from the cell to outside the cell. So cell will shrink, water come out from the cell. So this is called as exosmosis. More water will leave the cell. So this all depends upon the concentration gradient and movement of water will take place. So this is called as depend upon concentration gradient.